And quantum of Nigeria-China trade has continued to increase substantially, and with the zero export tariff for products from Nigeria to the Asian giant, the two countries are close to signing a memorandum of understanding for Nigerian aquaculture products export to China. This potential investment opportunity was unveiled when the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola, received the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Yu Dunhai, at the ministry's headquarters in Abuja. Chukwunonsowa Boise reports.
The visit, Adegboyega Oyetola said, underscored the growing recognition of the marine and blue economy as a critical driver of sustainable growth and the bedrock of the Nigeria-China strategic partnership.
Your maritime, domain has developed over the years. We're just starting our own. I mean, this ministry was created barely 2 years ago, so we have a lot to learn from you. So I'm glad we follow up with your team on areas of mutual cooperation.
With the capacity of creating 170,000 jobs for Nigerians and generating about $360 billion in its 45 months concession period, Ambassador Yu Junhai said the success story of the Lekki Deep Sea Port project under the Belt and Road Initiative and the upcoming agreement between the two nations in the aquaculture subsector demonstrated China's readiness to harness more investment opportunities in Nigeria's maritime sector.
I think we are very close to the signing of an MOU between our two countries to have Nigeria aquaculture products export to China. That will promote the export of Nigerian products to China, and that will contribute to the job creation in Nigeria.
The meeting, which coincided with Ambassador Yu's one-year anniversary as Chinese envoy to Nigeria, provided an opportunity for the two leaders to reiterate their commitment to building on the strong and cordial relationship. Chukwunonsowa Boise, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Nigeria and the People's Republic of China are ready to collaborate in humanitarian affairs and poverty reduction. This was during a courtesy visit by the Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Yu Dunhai, to the Minister of State, Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Dr. Yusuf Tanko Sununu, in Abuja. The minister, while acknowledging the good intentions of the Chinese government in partnering with the ministry, expresses Nigeria's readiness to learn from China's experiences with areas of collaboration to include skills to wealth training programs, capacity building for frontline workers, and prompt response in humanitarian assistance to vulnerable populations. The Chinese ambassador to Nigeria, Yu Dunhai, says his country is willing to share expertise with Nigeria and gives assurances that the Chinese embassy is ready to partner with the ministry to achieve common goals. And to health, the National Primary Health Care Development Agency has partnered with the South Development Commission to enhance healthcare development in the South region. The collaboration was announced in Abuja by the agency's Executive Director, Dr. Muyi Aino, during a meeting with the Commission's Managing Director, Usoro Akpabio. Dr. Aino reaffirmed the federal government's commitment to ensuring every citizen has access to basic healthcare services, leveraging its resources to work with subnational entities. The bilateral engagement focuses on infrastructure development, deployment of National Youth Service Corps members to primary healthcare centers, and upgrading the entire healthcare value chain. The bilateral engagement outlines short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals aimed at improving access to quality healthcare in the South communities. This partnership is expected to yield significant benefits for the region's healthcare sector.
What we do is we define the standards, we mobilize resources, we connect through partnerships, and we help you all figure out, the states, the local governments, but of course the regional development commissions as well. We help you all to put it all together, and we back you up and push you along.
So the South Development Commission, relatively new, we just got inaugurated, and we have the mandate to carry out regional economic development drive in the entire South region in the 6 states.
And in a related development, the federal government has continued to ramp up efforts to strengthen healthcare delivery at the grassroots. Central to this push are initiatives to revitalize primary healthcare centers, bolster the health workforce, and improve infrastructure and financing mechanisms. Oluseyi Adiagbo reports on the federal government's interventions under President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, with a focus on improving population health outcomes, particularly for vulnerable women and children.
For decades, Nigeria carried one of the highest maternal mortality rates globally. At one point, 1 in every 13 Nigerian women risked death during childbirth, a staggering statistic that reflected systemic gaps in care. Now, there is a sharp contrast, courtesy the renewed hope agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as Nigeria's health system is undergoing sweeping transformation anchored in resolve, coordination and compassion, targeting the grassroots. Central to that shift is the revitalization of primary healthcare centers across Nigeria, a mission designed to close long-standing gaps and dramatically improve outcomes, especially in underserved communities. A key driver to this initiative is the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund, now being steadily implemented under the guidance of the Ministerial Oversight Committee. The goal is to expand access to primary care for vulnerable populations, particularly women, children, and those in hard-to-reach areas.
The federal government is very committed to ensuring that Nigerians continue to receive the care they need. And it is in that direction that the President provided for in 2025 resources for us to begin to meet the gap. The gap is there, but we are stepping up because we have the responsibility to take care of the health of Nigerians. And BHCPF is one line item for the primary healthcare platform.
These revitalized PHCs are no longer just small outposts. They are lifelines for communities, providing vital maternal services, routine immunizations, outbreak response, and health education. Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA.
Now, a well-structured carbon management approach is capable of combating both environmental, socio-economic and security issues in the Niger Delta. And this was the focus of the Carbon Offset Study Report and multi-stakeholder dialogue in Abuja, as experts stress that in spite of the region's resource wealth, decades of gas flaring, oil spills and artisanal refining had left communities struggling with environmental degradation, loss of livelihoods, severe health risks and security challenges. Noting that environmental degradation continues to fuel insecurity in the Niger Delta, with long-term effects on the economy and environment.
To make the stakeholders accountable for all those things, because we have all those policies, but how are they? How are people informed about all those policies? This is also another thing.
It's for the state to produce friendly laws and legislations that are well aligned with the national policies, and those national policies that also are aligned with the international articles.
Through this project, we are empowering women, youths, and community actors to address violence and criminality through community-centered approaches.
The forum is sequel to the state-level dialogues in Rivers, Bayelsa, and Delta states, which identified concerns over environmental degradation, youth vulnerability, and drug abuse in the region. Now, the Nigerian Air Force, through the air component under the Joint Task Force Northeast Operation Hadinkai, has once again demonstrated its precision, reach, and resolve in the fight against terrorism. A statement by the Director of Public Relations and Information, Air Commodore Ehimen Ejodame, indicates that a carefully planned and executed air interdiction mission struck a newly identified terrorist enclave west of Zua in the Sambisa general area. Acting on credible intelligence and confirmatory surveillance, the mission targeted hideouts harboring fighters and commanders responsible for recent hostilities around Bita. The strikes proved devastating, wiping out over 15 terrorists and demolishing key structures critical to their operations. The Nigerian Air Force continues to stand as a symbol of vigilance, professionalism, and decisive air power in defense of national security, as every successful strike brings Nigeria one step closer to lasting peace. And that's it on the news for now. Weekend Deal continues after this break. Stay tuned.